Hello Newcastle fans, welcome back to our channel, where we dive into all things Newcastle United, the greatest football club in the world. No arguments there. Today, we're here to talk about the latest developments surrounding the Magpies. First up, let's break down the buzz around Joelinton's recent performance and the refereeing drama that followed. So grab a cuppa, sit back, and let's get into it. This weekend, Newcastle got back to winning ways with a stunning 3-1 victory over Southampton. It was a fantastic display, with Alexander Isak leading the charge yet again, bagging 2 goals, to take his season tally to an impressive 19 across all competitions. Sandro Tonali added the third, showcasing his growing influence in the midfield, alongside Bruno Guimaraes, and of course, Joelinton. But let's address the elephant in the room. Joelinton's late challenge on Paul Onuachu that stirred up quite the conversation among pundits and fans alike. For those who missed it, Joelinton, in his usual gritty style, went in hard to retain possession and caught Onuachu late on the ankle. A foul was given, but to everyone's surprise, referee Sam Barrett didn't reach for his cards, neither yellow nor red. Former Premier League referee Dermot Gallagher weighed in on the incident during Sky Sports Ref Watch, and his verdict: Joelinton got lucky. According to Gallagher, it was a clear yellow card offense. He explained, "It's a short distance, but he catches him on the ankle, just above the boot. It should have been a free kick and a yellow card." Now, let's be honest, Joelinton's physical approach is part of what makes him such a crucial player in our midfield. But this close call serves as a warning. With 8 bookings already this season, another yellow card would push him dangerously close to a 2-match suspension. Losing him, especially in such a tightly contested league campaign, would be a significant blow. Eddie Howe will have to carefully manage his midfield maestro to avoid any unnecessary absences. Thankfully, VAR stayed out of this one, and Joelinton avoided punishment. While some opposition fans claim it was a red card-worthy challenge, Gallagher's analysis dismissed those claims. Still, as Newcastle fans, we know Joelinton is not one to shy away from challenges. His tenacity and passion are exactly what we love about him. But balancing aggression with control will be key moving forward. Beyond the controversy, this win was critical. After that shock loss to Bournemouth, the team needed a response, and they delivered. Isak's 4-minute brace turned the game around after Jan Bednarek gave Southampton an early lead. And how about Tonali? His ability to dictate the pace of the game and contribute with goals is proving invaluable. Let's not forget the role VAR played in the match. While Southampton thought they had a lifeline with Matheus Fernandes' goal, it was ruled out for offside, and then there was the penalty awarded to us, which Isak coolly converted. Say what you will about VAR, but this time, it worked in our favour. In the end, Newcastle showed why we're among the best teams in the world. Our ability to bounce back, adapt, and grind out results is what sets us apart. Sure, there are moments of controversy. What's football without a bit of drama? But as fans, we know this team has the grit, determination, and quality to go far. So, what's your take on the Joelinton incident? Should he have seen yellow? Or was the referee right to let it go? And how do you feel about Isak's stellar form this season? Let us know in the comments below. Alright, let's dive into part 2. Newcastle fans. Now let's talk transfers. A topic that always gets fans buzzing. January hasn't exactly been the blockbuster window some of us hoped for. But that doesn't mean Newcastle United hasn't been working tirelessly behind the scenes. Unfortunately, it seems like 2 of our top defensive targets, Abdulkader Kusanov and Vidor Rice, have slipped through our fingers and joined Manchester City instead. It's frustrating to say the least. Both players were heavily scouted by Newcastle, and we were reportedly in pole position to secure their signatures. Kusanov, the 20-year-old defensive prodigy from Lens, was particularly high on our radar. His performances in League One have been nothing short of outstanding, and his potential is sky high. For weeks there was optimism within the club that we'd seal the deal. His agent even confirmed that Newcastle were very close to signing him, with St James's Park seen as the most likely destination. But then, Manchester City swooped in. And let's face it, their financial muscle makes them a tough competitor in the transfer market. According to insiders, Newcastle were unable to make definitive moves due to the Premier League profit and sustainability rules. These regulations have kept us on a tight leash, especially after our ambitious spending in recent windows. While we could have matched City's interest in Kusanov and Race under different circumstances, the constraints meant that Newcastle had to step back. For Kusanov, it wasn't just about money. It was about timing. Manchester City acted decisively and quickly, something that Newcastle couldn't match given the financial limits. As for Vida Rice, another young talent who was highly rated by our scouting team, City beat us to the punch once again. It's reported that there's disappointment within the club over these two deals. After months of groundwork and detailed scouting, missing out on these players feels like a blow. Chris Waugh from The Athletic summed it up well. Some inside the club lamented Abdulkadir Kusanov and Vitor Reis moving to Manchester City. The belief was that Newcastle had put in the groundwork and were in pole position, especially for Kusanov. He added that while our efforts were strong, the financial constraints and City's willingness to spend big ultimately made the difference. But here's the thing, this doesn't mean Newcastle is standing still. We're playing the long game, and sometimes that requires patience. While January has been relatively quiet, the summer transfer window is shaping up to be much more significant. The club is already eyeing several targets, including a potential return for Mark Guehi, who we missed out on last summer. Let's not forget that Newcastle's transfer strategy has always been about building sustainably. Sure, it's tempting to splash the cash like some of our rivals, but Eddie Howe and the board are focused on creating a team that can compete at the top for years to come. Short-term setbacks like this are frustrating, but they're part of the process. One silver lining is that the focus this month has been on clearing out fringe players and raising funds. That means more room for quality signings when the time is right. The club's commitment to strengthening key areas, like finding a right winger to replace Miguel Almiron and bolstering the centre-back position, remains strong. It's just a matter of timing and navigating the financial rules. And let's not forget, we're Newcastle United, the greatest football club in the world. Missing out on a couple of players won't derail us. We've got the talent, the passion, and the fan base to keep pushing forward. These are just growing pains as we continue to evolve into a force to be reckoned with in the Premier League and beyond. So, what do you think about this transfer situation? Are you disappointed we missed out on Kusanov and Race? Or do you believe the club is right to play the long game? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments. That's all for today, Magpies. Remember, no matter what happens in the transfer market, Newcastle United is still the best team in the world, and our journey is far from over. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time. Up the tune. Oh,